Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town.
Just be careful.
Do you know what? 24th of September 1988, the last time Luton Town went to Goodison Park and came back with a win. Until now. What a weekend for the Hatters as we recorded our very first Premier League win with a solid team performance, two different but equally good goals, particularly a good game management as well, I think. And we pushed ourselves out of that bottom three. We look at the game in more detail in a moment or two. We've got Carlton Morris. We asked you if he's one of the best free transfer there's ever been value-wise for us. And we'll get your thoughts on that as well. Player Focus, Alfie Doughty today, and your 3-word reviews, and much, much more. And as always, got Bataro and Steve with us. Hello, lads.
Hello.
Only seems like a day or two ago that I saw you both.
Where would that have been, though?
Well, what? Go on.
I was about to say, sorry, Dave. Carlton Morris, free transfer.
Our best value transfer.
Oh, I thought it said free transfer, and I was like,
no, best value.
So
free transfers. I meant to say free transfers aside. He's the best value we've ever got.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where I was going with that one.
Sorry.
So thinking about the weekend, a nice trip up to Merseyside. We came back in the same car feeling very, very happy with ourselves, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a really good day, wasn't it? It was a really good day. Could have done without Man U being at home because the traffic was crap around there. It was quite a long journey. Getting out the car park, it was about 6:30 that we actually drove past Goodison Park. That's how long it took to get out the car park. But yeah, you know, it don't matter at all when you've had a win like that. No, it was great, really good day.
Nice old stadium that they're giving up, obviously, and you know. The fans are a bit rattled at times. Our fans, by the way, yet again, incredible the whole way through, noisy the whole way through. Genuinely feel that we're the 12th man at the moment.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of plaudits from Everton side as well.
I was just about to say that on Twitter, weren't there?
Yeah.
A lot of things floating about about our support, but yeah, that's how to do it, isn't it?
It is, but we've got our rewards. You know, for the times that we've carried on, we've got our rewards. So we just got to keep going because we've been brilliant.
Well, let's have a look straight. Let's go straight in there. Let's get your 3-word reviews from Everton 1, Luton Town 2. Luton I says, Toffee got chewed. Steve, it was coming. Mark, first Premier League win. PL, I'll give you that one. Francis, so many positives. Callum, that Morris finish. Tom, massive confidence boost. Alan, complete team performance. Sam says teams like Luton. And Paul proving the pundits wrong. And Reece finally, Luton are back. Anything take your eye, Steve?
I think they pretty much all sort of sum it up. There's quite a nice sort of range of comments there about everything that we've been discussing over the last sort of month or two. But no, so many positives. Yeah. I think it's probably got to be the one.
You, Bataru?
Proving pundits wrong. That would be nice in a couple of months' time, wouldn't it? When we're sitting on about 36 points or so.
Well, just below the European places.
Yeah, imagine that.
In a couple of months, 36 points would be something else.
But no, that's the one I picked out there. Proving pundits wrong, because if we can this season prove everyone wrong, not just the pundits, just everyone in general, then that would be the best feeling ever, obviously apart from staying up. But yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time talking about other clubs' reaction to us, but it's generally getting... As we've said, week on week, it's getting on your nerves. We've got a point that we can prove it now, right? It is very boring.
Yeah.
The latest vitriol about us being one of the worst performances ever, or worst promoted teams ever. Let it go. Just let it go and enjoy the ride, what we're enjoying. And you know what? At some point, we can look back and go, well, up yours. We're not what you say we are.
As we've discussed, though, Dave, in previous podcasts, clubs have said, we're a rubbish League 2 team, then we were a rubbish League 1 team, then Champions. So, you know, it's not a problem. It's not interesting because we're loving it.
And you know what? I'm going to love it even more if we can get some results like we got at the weekend. Everton 1, Luton 2. One change from the Wolves game. Pelly came in for Lukonga, who unfortunately got injured. And it was, we've already said, a very, very, very wet day in Liverpool. And At the very start of the game, I know you was in a bit different part of the stadium to me, Steve, but the very start of the game, it seemed to me we'd only been playing 8 minutes and they'd had 2, 3 chances straight away. And I'm thinking that's the longest 8 minutes we've ever played.
It is lucky that they can hit a cow's arse with a banjo because we could have been three down, really. I think there was a couple of times in the first 15 or 20 that Kabore sort of apologised to his teammates and stuff. It was a precarious start to it, but maybe we got a bit of luck. And as the game went on, we certainly deserved our win.
But Ari, was you worried about the amount of chances Everton got straight away?
Well, I mean, you can look at it one of two ways. I mean, the way I was looking at it was hopefully that, which came true in the end, was they couldn't, like you say, you couldn't hit a cow's arse, blah, 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 whatever else. But the fact that they had this chance,
Banjo.
I know, I didn't want to, anyway, thank you. But no, what I was getting into was, what I was saying was, the fact that they missed, say, 2, 3 decent opportunities in the
really
first
decent opportunities,
10 minutes or whatever it was. I think even in the first sort of half an hour, I think they might have had 4 chances, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But the fact that none of them hit the target or went in.
There was only one of them that was close. That was a left-footed volley.
Was it McNeil, was it?
Yeah, I think so. That one was close. The others were sort of a couple of yards wide.
Kaminsky wasn't forced into a save at that point, but there was one glorious chance. So we just watched some highlights back a minute ago, but that one glorious chance where I don't know who it was, in the middle of the goal, all he has to do is push that to the right-hand side, he scores, and he flicks it the wrong way.
Was that when everyone was diving in front of the ball? And the left-hand side?
But he had so much space, and it was concerning that we was allowing him to get that. But once we settled down and got into our rhythm, we started to play quite well, Batari.
Well, no, we did. That's the thing. I mean, look, everyone knows in the Premier League you have to. Obviously you say luck. Obviously, I always say about luck, blah blah, I'm not believing it, whatever else. But maybe someone was looking down on us on Saturday, because I'll tell you what, the fact that we got away with them was ridiculous.
After the Fulham game, I sort of suggested that we weren't very good with the ball. We kept handing it over so quickly. We were better with the ball. Now, Doughty is on fire at the moment. Absolutely sensational.
Topping the stats as well, isn't he?
But now he's got a couple of people making the runs. He's got Chio, he's got Morris that he can sort of put it into. So we are creating more options and passing opportunities going forward. And I think we were better with the ball and we got rewards.
Well, I'd like to say we look very comfortable in possession at times. That's the thing, like you're saying about the ball. But I think, don't get me wrong, I feel like Everton, they helped us a little bit, because I felt like they were very flat. There was a bit of movement going on. I said to you boys on Saturday, maybe everyone didn't see it the same way, but from my point of view, they were very flat. All they wanted to do was get out of wide and pump it in the box.
Couldn't believe how quiet their crowd was as well.
Terrible, weren't they?
Well, we'll come on to that more in a minute.
Apart
Because
from those one geezer, sorry, Dave, there was one geezer.
There you go. We're on to it now.
Fist pump in the air and obviously give it a big and right about every challenge or whatever they made. And I thought, Christ, mate, like, this really your big day out. It was amazing, wasn't it?
There's the thing, because they missed their early chances, that turned some of the crowd against them. Then they started thinking, this is not going to be as easy as we thought it was. And I have to say, we dominated the left side of the field totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Ogbenny and Doughty, they were just on it.
Doughty's passing, it was just pinpoint. It really was. But second half as well, when he was doing more of a defensive job, Doughty, the amount of headers that he sort of intercepted passes that were going to go to their winger and that, he really put a shift in. I reckon that was one of his best games for us.
Easily. And the fact that when he did get the ball back, or he won the ball back, he was driving forward instantly.
Yeah.
It was always like he didn't get his head up. And, it's like he knew where he was going.
Yeah.
He was so tactically aware.
Looked like he belonged.
Yeah, very much so. And I think every game he's played this season, when he's come back in, obviously replacing Giles, he has looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
One of the best in the league, and I think, like I said, the stat says that. So,
But it was both Doughty and
Ogbene
who created the corners that led to the goal. The first one where we had Tom Locke had a glorious head. He should do better there. I know he said that himself.
Yeah, of course. He got hit the target, didn't you, really? But
tough. I saw an article, I think it was on The Athletic, I saw it earlier, where they sort of dissected the corners and that. And basically, Morris was holding and pushing players out of the way. to give Lockyer the free header,
Yes.
and then they swapped it
Reverse
round
roles. I see, yes,
for
I
the
see
next one. So it's good that the level of detail you go into.
So in the stand, when the second corner comes over and Morris heads that ball, I thought it's gone in. I thought it had literally gone in. Hits the bar, rattles down off of Pickford, bounces on the line to former Watford player, who then tries to clear it. And Lockyer's there first. How quick was Lockyer to react?
It's ridiculous, wasn't it? It's crazy.
You can see it. He's advancing before Young's even sort of got it under control. So he's going for it. He's on his toes. Again, we've sort of said a couple of times, people were on their heels a little bit. He was on it and brilliant.
It was electric when he's straight to it. It was like, I didn't realise what actually happened. I thought the ball was, say, like, I didn't realise that Lockyer dived in and blocked it, kind of thing, to then revert it back to the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, because on the day, it felt like he just got there first and kicked it in.
Yeah. I thought he just slid in or something. I didn't realise he dived and he raised his leg, and it was just it's just everything about it. It was just lovely.
Yeah, but we were swarming them, weren't we? This is what we were doing last season. We were sort of overwhelming some teams with the press, and there were signs of that.
Well, there is a good point to make there. If you think about it, this is how we was last season, and I think the team fitted like we played last season.
Yeah.
Is there a way back into the team for the likes of Chong and Giles? Do they fit that criteria? We spent 10 million quid on those two.
At the moment, currently not, because you've got to look at the fact of, since Ogbene's come in, Doughty on that left-hand side, and sorry, who was the other one you said, sorry? Chong obviously came back in as well. But
Giles.
So obviously Giles, admittedly, I can understand why he lost his position. Chong, I thought was playing very well, but obviously he wants to go for a different approach, didn't he? He wants to be more secure in midfield. I get that, but I can see Chong coming back into the side, but Giles at the moment, no. Even though I'm a big fan personally, but not at the moment. Not what I doubt he's playing like that.
I think Edwards did say, though, it's going to be a real horses for courses, game by game approach. Certain teams are going to need certain different problems posing of them. So there is definitely a place for Chong to be getting back in regularly. Giles, for me, has got to up his aggression and intensity. He seems very laboured.
Yeah, and I know this sounds crazy, right? I'm going to say this as well. This might sound ridiculous, but I can see also Giles and Doughty playing the same. If you, like, say, for example, you say horses for courses, obviously he has to freshen up the team, for example, playing tomorrow night. Well, tonight, as you're listening. But I just think I can see maybe Giles going slightly more advanced with Doughty obviously playing just behind him, or vice versa, and just interchange positions and whatever else.
Before we talk about the upcoming games, the goal actually then turned the Everton fans against their team some more. They were getting more frustrated. They weren't in control anymore. And we had that spell where 6 minutes later, we had some good possession of the ball. And, if you look at our stats at Fulham, we were not on the ball hardly at all. And we've got nearly 40%, which is really good for us away.
Yeah.
Really good for us. So 6 minutes later, we get a free kick. Now, I'm purring about that goal. I'm purring about the way it was set up. I'm purring about the way that Morris had the sense to step back 3 or 4 paces before making the run. Beautiful. I mean, from where we were standing, you knew he was going to score, right?
There were several good things about what Morris done. One, it meant that he could attack the line at pace. 2, that the fullback completely lost him, so he had a free run. And he could see the cross all the way over. He could time his run to hit it on the half volley.
They've definitely worked on that, haven't they, as well, in training? You can see it as well. Like the huddles of players as well.
Without doubt, they've done that.
It's crazy. I mean,
so that's a doff your cap to Alan McCormack, isn't it?
Is he set pieces at the moment?
Yep.
Yep.
So fair play to him. But no, again, it was a brilliant delivery from Doughty. Really, really clever from Morris, and again, it was such a controlled shot. The volley at Fulham, we said, the left foot volley. He snatched it. Is he really sort of apprehensive, or under the pressure? That was a really composed, controlled finish.
I've watched it back many, many angles. It gets better every time you watch it.
Behind the goal is the best angle, though, isn't it? Do you not think?
Yeah.
I was going to say, we were right in line with that. As soon as he hit it, I thought,
wonderful. It's just the power on the half volley as well. It's like the power and the fact that it's stayed so low as well.
Yeah.
It's technique, isn't it? It's like...
Yeah.
But no, like you say, everything from that goal, it was just like, the free kick coming in. And it was a free kick before. Obviously, I know a lot of people opposition fans and whatever say, "Oh no, it was never a foul." It was a foul.
Yeah, it was. It was
pushing the back and whatever.
But on the crowd, that's one of the things that Edward said about in his pre-match press conference. He said, if we do certain things right, they're going to get on their backs or be really quiet.
Yes, I think that was the whole general
that's how it turned out, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, obviously when the second goal went in Bedlam, I mean, I was in the lower tier. Wooden floor, wooden.
No, it's all good.
I'll tell you what,
seats.
Steve, you're lucky, mate, because that top tier where we were was rocking so much, I thought it was going to collapse.
Well, it's probably because my grandson was standing on a chair, he had his shirt off, he was swinging it above his head. I thought, yeah, he's all right, he loves it.
Go on, boy.
We're in dreamland at 2-0.
Yeah.
We've often said on the pod, especially this season, if we're going to score, can we please score first? It makes a difference.
You said that to me about 30 seconds before we scored our first goal as well.
Yeah.
And
Can we
I was
please...
like, Dave, we scored first. He's like, fucking hell, we have as well.
But I think it was really important to get on the ball before they did, because if they did, we're chasing the game, we're going to give up the spaces, and before you know it, we're 2 or 3 down.
Yeah.
So getting the first one was brilliant, but getting a second one, fantastic. Now I'm thinking, Bataro, we've got to get to half-time at 2-0.
Yeah, but we never make it easy, do we? But I mean, what was it? Was it what minute did we score in? The first one? And the second
26 first come.
And the second one was
6 minutes later.
So yeah.
And we need to.
So that's 32.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. I'm quite aware, mate. I wasn't trying to work it out or anything. I was just trying. But what I was about to say was the goals came quite close together. I think.
Oh no, that's really important too,
That's
because
what I was
the
saying,
momentum was there.
That was it.
And we just think I think we said together when we were talking, we just said, let's get to half time at 2. Let's get to half time at 2, and then you get a smack in the face with a goal from was it Calvert-Lewin, and at the time a very, very scrappy goal to concede.
We knew it was coming though, didn't we?
Well, yes and no.
When they take so long on a VAR, you know that they're looking at every opportunity to give it, and
I mean, to be fair, how long was it? 4 minutes to make a decision or something like that?
Well, it seemed forever,
It was
and so you
ridiculous.
sort of live in hope that they might do something. But let's not talk too much about VAR, especially with the controversy this month.
Can I say one thing about VAR? The chant cringes me. VAR. VAR. Honestly, it does my head in. It really is a cringy thing.
As much as how shit must you be when we're winning away, we're drawing away.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I know.
Yeah, stop it. Just praise the team. Anyway, but they were shite.
Yeah.
Because, to be fair, Everton can be better. They'd come off the back of 2 pretty decent games.
Yeah, but you wonder how. Because, really, they made it a championship style game. Second half, all they were doing was lumping the crosses in. And we were so well equipped for that, We'll get onto the second half and that, but they played into our hands almost, because they didn't play like what you'd expect a Premier League team to play.
What's that saying? Styles make fights, and to be fair, they play into our hands. I felt, by the way they play in. So it was. But let's get to the second half in a second, Dave. Whenever you're ready, mate.
Okay, fair enough.
Because
as the host, I should be dredging.
I'm joking. Sorry, on.
You're all too excited. Half time, Rob Edwards introduced Mads Anderson for Reece Burke.
Excellent.
Which I have to say, I missed that substitution, and I thought, how long's Mads Anderson been on the pitch? But Reece Burke, I thought, had a really good first half. Mads Anderson had a tremendous second.
Equally as good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the amount of headers that particularly Anderson got, and then people around him just mopped him up. But really solid performance.
Tiedemann Mengi as well. I think he came in slightly after, didn't he, as well? And do you know what? He played quite well. I think his first touch of the ball, he got the ball. And I think I said to you, Dave, I told him, this guy's quite good on the ball. I've seen him play it for Derby a few times, and I've watched quite a lot of highlights about him. And the first thing he does is get the ball when he plays, I think, a 20-yard, 30-yard pass into feet, into the centre forward or whatever, around 2 players or whatever.
That'd give him some confidence, wouldn't it?
Brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, no, decent debut.
Very assured as well.
63 minutes comes along, and the ball's in the back of the net again, and I didn't see the linesman's flag straight away.
Is this when I was sitting to you saying, no, he's offside?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. But
I see it straight away.
think up to that point, I mean, you expected Everton to come out all guns blazing second half, Bataro, and they sort of didn't. I think they were just held in check. And then we get this opportunity. I'm thinking, get to 3-1, the game is done for certain.
I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a Sean Dyche tactic. I don't know. I mean, he's always been known for, getting the ball out wide and whipping the ball in the box and vice versa. But I don't know what it is with Everton. I've seen him play different styles of football this season. Like, you know what I mean, on many occasions. And I just think to myself, what is their style? You don't really, I mean, don't get wrong. I know you have to adapt with what's in front of you and etc. Like whatever else. But for me, I think they were, I don't mean to be rude, but they were poor, weren't they?
Apparently, Dyche said in one of the interviews after the game, he said, Luton done a job, that, they were well drilled. They get the ball forwards. They're not interested in style.
Yeah, but what's
now?
Do you know what? So where has style got Everton?
Contradictory is that?
Yeah.
Where has style got Everton? Nowhere.
Nah.
You know
what style have they got, Dave? What style have they got?
It doesn't matter what. Well, their style is they're not very good. They're not very good at it. But you know what? It's a long season. They could improve.
Of course.
I hope they don't.
Yeah.
But they could improve.
Are we the first team as well to win at Goodison Park this season as well? Out of 4 games, I believe.
Are we the what?
We're the first team to win at Goodison Park this season, though.
No, they haven't won there.
No, we're the first team to win there.
They've not
4
won.
draws, no?
I don't know.
3 draws.
Yeah,
4 draws?
no, they've done well away from home. They've done shocking at
sorry, I got that
home.
one wrong then. Yeah, no, I was just questioning that because I thought I saw something earlier saying that they'd like drawn at home all their games or whatever, but
No, I don't
makes
think
no
they've-
sense
yeah.
to that, does it? Nah.
Morris went off, deservedly so. Massive round of applause when he went off. Adebayo comes on, and Adebayo, I was saying to you, Batar, on the day, I think he's unlucky not to start sometimes, but actually when he came on, give him his dues, he was chasing that ball down.
I like Addy. I love him, but I just felt sometimes, I felt like the other day in the first 15 minutes that we came on the pitch, I thought, you need to read the game a bit better. You need to sort of chase down play. He wasn't really moving very well, was it? I felt like he wasn't anyway, so...
I think he's one of our best strikers in that scenario where you want them to
Work hard.
run their legs off and everything. But yeah, I mean, you just don't think he's going to score a lot of goals. But say for causing problems and upsetting them and breaking any
he's a good player. We know that. We know he's a very good player.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes when he doesn't start and he comes on the pitch, I think it takes him a while to maybe sometimes warm up a little bit without being disrespectful to him.
Second half.
Tough though. Sorry, what I was about to say, it's tough by himself. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, well, of course it is. It's tough. But, we're now defending the 2-1 lead. We know the time's ticking. The extra minutes go up. 7 minutes. And you're just sitting there saying, let's not...
Should have been more.
Let's not muck it up now. Well, it might have been more.
Because I said, what a touch. I was expecting 10 or 11. I really was.
So with the 7 minutes, then you look back to this game and you think, I don't really remember Kaminsky having to make a really, really big save.
No.
I don't think he did make a save, did he? At all. Made a few catches and that was about it, I believe.
Yeah. There was one catch right at the end that we celebrated like a goal, didn't we?
Well, it was celebrated like a goal, like you should. I think the excitement was building up and building up to the whistle. When the whistle went, ecstasy in the way in. And, no more than we deserved given, how we played that day.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
No more. And actually, the aftermath was just brilliant.
Yeah. No, it was. It was long time coming. Totally deserved, and it was just brilliant to be there. To witness it. Really, really good.
And our first.
Can I just say as well, my first away game this season as well. So
you need to come to the next one. Yeah. It's Luton's first ever Premier League victory. Let's not make too much of that. We've been in the top divisions before, but it's nice to take that monkey off your back and saying things like, you'll never win a game all season. Well, that's been done. And now the next target is 11 points, and that'll be done. Yeah. And then after that, they can shut up, can't they?
So, they won't be worried about the 11 points. Them Luton players will not be worried about that. I'm telling you now, Rob Edwards will not be even listening to people saying about that crap, to be fair.
No, but as a supporter,
yes,
this is all you're getting. And like we said, we're not going to dwell too much on it, but every other fan in the country do you know what? Apart from people with clubs like ours, every other fan in the country said, we're not good enough. Well, we're proving that we are.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? Just touch on that quickly about us not being good enough and whatever else. I went to the pub yesterday, obviously wearing my Luton top.
Usually.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, after the little boy went home, I went,
Steve,
you know what?
Pub's a place where you go to buy drinks.
Is it? Yeah. Or have drinks bought for you?
Yes, you told. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. But no, what I was saying was, right, the amount of people obviously come up to me and go, oh, you're still shite, mate. Just because you won a game, don't give it. But I was thinking, get lost, mate. You're in a Luton postcode. You're always, we support Arsenal, we support Man United. And I think just get lost.
Some people can be idiots, Patara. Just accept it.
I love how
mate.
you look at me like when you said that as well. Sorry.
But on the
that's my head in though.
on the 3 teams that went up though, we're the first ones to get a win, and we are above the others in the league. So.
Only one out of the relegation zone as well, I believe.
Listen, let's not get too carried away.
Well, it's not carried away.
let's get carried away.
These are facts, Dave.
Well, in talking about facts, producer Jacobs let us have a few here, and he says, obviously our first Premier League victory. The last win in the top flight was 2-1 win against Villa in 1991. And Tom Lockyer, this is an interesting one. Tom Lockyer scored 4 goals in his last 10 games, if we include the playoffs.
Wow.
As many as in his previous 163 matches. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's mad.
That is crazy.
To be fair, he is the player at the moment. He needs to, that you look at and go, if anyone's going to get a goal, it's going to be him.
He fancies it. He attacks the ball
Morris.
so well. He fancies it at the corners.
He's brilliant. He just causes so much chaos, doesn't he?
Well, you know what? I'm just loving it at the moment. I'm just loving it. The just working off the back of that. And if we move on to Tuesday night, Burnley at home, this for me was a must-win fixture before the Everton game. I'm going to ask Patara first. Is it still a must-win fixture for us?
I think so. I think it'd be like, well, it's not a must-win, is it? I mean, it's not must-win, but it's a game that we would like to win and we want to win. Because let's face it, we need to get a win at home soon. And with all due respect, Burnley aren't on the best of form at the moment, as everyone knows. I think they're currently sitting second bottom on 1 point. But so you look at it and you go, if you're going to get points from anywhere, there has to be points in that game.
Both sides will be looking at that exactly the same way.
But look, we're picking up. We've got a bit of momentum at the moment. We're currently 4 points from 2 games. So why can't we go out there and impress and get the points and take them all back?
I was asked on Football's 12-Man podcast last week, would I take 2 points from the next 2 games? And I said no. I want a minimum of 4, thinking win at home, draw away. But now we've won away, I want to win at home. I want 6.
It will be absolutely fantastic if we can win. One, it gets another one of those things ticked off, first home win. Yeah. So it ticks off. You got to think that Spurs at home is going to be a very difficult game. But, you just pick up the points. We're in a mini league of 6, 7, 8 teams. So these are the important ones.
We're going to talk briefly about Alfie Doughty, really. It'll be quite brief, really, to be fair. His stats for Everton: 1 assist, 6 key passes, 2 big chances created, 10 crosses. We've already touched on it, but Tara, how have you rated his performance so far? And generally, how good can he get?
Alfie Doughty, I mean, look, this guy gets better I won't say every week, every month that we've seen him play. The fact that he was brought in as a winger and went back to obviously a fullback, and you can play right side, even though he's left-footed, and obviously naturally left-footed on the left-hand side. But the fact is that he's comfortable on both wings, and he always looks a threat. There's never a single moment I look at this guy and think, he could get caught out. I'm always so confident, so confident with him on the ball, with his back towards goal, anything. He just brings me so much confidence.
Steve, when you look about where he come from and what they were thinking about him when he left and joining little Luton Town and not going to get anywhere, he's proving all those people wrong, right?
Do you know what? He's got such a good work ethic. He can say he does all the defensive work, but he seldom puts in a real woeful cross. So the percentage of good, dangerous crosses must be sky high. He contributes nearly every single time, but he's got that drive now. He's got that confidence, so he's going at you. And then you've got people like Chio running onto it and stuff like that. He is absolutely at the top of his game at the moment, but there's no reason why he can't sort of carry on with this and get better. I mean, the goal he got earlier on in the season in the league, that was an absolute belter of a free kick that he put away there. He's got goals in him.
Does it help that he's playing around Ogbeni and people like that?
What do you mean by what?
Well, because when they link up down that left hand side, they both know they're dominating, and like if you look at the weekend, they both dominated that side together.
I think it helps the fact that both Alfie Doughty and obviously Chio Ogbene, I think they're both rapid players, and I think that kind of helps the fact that Ogbene's got someone that probably can keep up with him slightly. Do you know what I mean? I think that always helps. So, of course, but no, look, This guy, man, honestly, he's a joke, isn't he?
I think when you get sort of 2 or 3 players that sort of read each other's games so well. I mean, you remember we had Jack Stacey and
Shinnie.
and Shinnie.
Yeah.
The amount of times that like an inside ball will be played because he knew that Jack Stacey was going to be running onto it, and you can see something like that developing as well. But when you've got the pace, particularly that Chio's got, I mean, that is a frightening commodity.
Mm-hmm. And the fact as well, like just about to say, obviously you said about obviously Doughty and think the way obviously they work together as well. It's the fact that I think tactically the way they're set up as well. With obviously, I think Rob Edwards is probably obviously he's clearly told him to do this, but the fact that Doughty sometimes mostly stays out wide and drives down. Ogbene cuts in or cuts out, but when Ogbene cuts out, Doughty goes inwards. So he inverts. So I mean, it's
you can't forget about. Bell in all this as well. He's probably having a slightly quieter time at the moment, but they know that they can go forwards sort of really committed, knowing that Bell is going to be sort of plugging everything at the back and there's not going to be any problems there. So I think the whole of that left side at the moment has got an awful lot going for it.
Jens, I've got a quick question to ask you as well, right? So you obviously touched on Amari Bell quick. Do you think that he is literally the same sort of player, identical pretty much to Naismith when he was at us? Because I get the same sort of vibe.
That's a good call, actually. That's a good call.
Because for me, it's the way they play that. Obviously Naismith was originally a left midfielder / left wing back. So was Bell. Got put into centre half, same position, and they do exactly the same thing.
I think Bell might have a slightly better all-round game. You know, there's no doubt that Naismith had a really good sort of spell with us, but I think Bell's got more about him in his overall game.
More athleticism as well. Yeah.
Well, we asked you that question. How have you rated his performances so far and how good can he get? Chris says, before the season started, I felt that while I believed our players would grow into the Prem, Doughty and Burt were the 2 who were already Prem ready. Alfie is incredible. Probably technically our best player. You can see other teams already fear him.
Yeah.
Paul, I think there's a further improvement in him. If the medical staff can sort out his fitness, he does tire badly in games, he will be even better. He's important on Tuesday as Burnley are weak and defending such pieces. Up the Town says he stepped up massively. I feel the arrival of Giles has helped him. But there's a fair point, you know, competition. You get better, you want to be better. Jason, reminiscent, this is a good point. Jason, reminiscent of Lockyer being benched by Jones and then becoming our most important player. Tough start on Alf. For whatever reason, not being a starter and now being one of our top players. Kilty said last year, if we keep him fit, he's a £5 to £10 million player and he's proving that. He's stepped up a level more consistent with his deliveries. Always had the pace and ability and his confidence is at a high. The competition for places has brought the best out of him. Couple more. Mark says, biggest compliment I can pay Alfie is he looks like he's been playing the Premier League all his career. He's comfortable in and out of possession. His contribution with creativity, movement and assists will play a pivotal part in our success this season. Another inspired transfer. Darren, from the first time I saw him, I thought he had something about him. He's such a natural way of playing the game, reads it well and can do the ugly stuff as well. Certainly one that's made the step up. And Matt says, first wing back we've had since League One that defends as well as he attacks. His delivery from set pieces is just getting better and better. If he's fit, he's always a definite starter for me.
I think that summed up what we just chatted about, wasn't it?
I love him. I hope he starts against Burnley. I hope they don't change the team, do we, for Burnley?
No, you wouldn't have thought so, would you? But like I say, Rob Edwards was saying about horses for courses, you never know, you might get a few changes. Obviously,
I don't think there'll be a few. There might literally just be one.
One or two maybe. But yeah, you would think pretty much the team. Well, yeah, you say that though, Steve. But the injuries, centre half style. That's the only thing I'm thinking of.
Might even see Elijah start and Brown go on the bench.
You reckon?
Just a chance that they might want to go.
I think Brown's very important for our what's the word? The way he works, he's so like, you know what I mean.
He worked really hard on Saturday. Yeah, he worked really hard on Saturday.
Mate, it's true what the Stoke fans were saying about him. They were saying, "Oh yeah, don't get wrong, you've got yourself like an absolute like diamond." Blah blah blah. They were saying he's not technically the best player, but we can't judge that. We're not saying nothing.
Hang on a minute.
But no. What I was about to say was that's what they were saying. But they were saying you will not get a player that works harder than him. And I tell you what,
Stoke
he's
fans,
fantastic at that.
Do you know the problem with Stoke City fans, especially with Luton Town? Obviously the Nathan thing going on, but when somebody leaves their club, they always talk about how crap they might be and how and how you're taking a step down.
Oh, no, Dave, they weren't doing that to him, by the way. They weren't. They were talking quite highly of him. They were just saying technically he's not the best, but he will work his socks off, which creates things for him, basically.
Well, technically he might not be the best. They would have been gutted to lose him. Anyway, that aside, we're all agreeing that Doughty is an absolute star. We want to talk briefly about Carlton Morris. 50th appearance at the weekend, 23 goals, 8 assists. So the question, what I should have said at the very beginning, which I got a little bit wrong, free transfers aside, has there been a better value for money player than Carlton Morris?
No, absolutely not. Not that I can think of anyway.
It's the thing that's brilliant about this is throughout his career, he's not really suggested that he was going to do what he done for us last season. You know, and again, we go back, as we often do, to the recruitment. You know, the guys saw something in particular that he was going to fit into our jigsaw so well. You know, and, you know, Elijah's a big character, but really quite quickly Carlton became, you know, the main man, you know, but I think it's brilliant recruitment, but he's very demanding. You've seen him bollocking defenders and midfielders a couple of times, but he's very demanding. But I think he's sensational, and he will now believe that he belongs to be at this level, so he could go up another level with regards to how confident and not sort of apprehensive about how he's playing now.
On the weekend, Bataro, he literally bossed that front line, didn't he?
Oh, of course. I think, to be fair, every game he's bossed the front line.
And
this guy...
The Everton defenders, they're all big lads as well. That should have been probably one of his more difficult games.
Because the thing is,
but he had them.
Tarkowski, for example, he's well known for handling big boys up top. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, that sounds a bit weird. All right, Jesus Christ.
What are we supposed to do with that?
Keep it going, lads.
Oh, don't. No, I guess you just think.
I know what he's saying. You know, but I would say that, you know, we've got a proper number 9 there, Bataro. That's what we're saying.
The ball sticks to him.
no, but he's got everything. He's got everything. He's a target man. He protects the ball well. He brings other people into it. You know, he's got everything. He's got everything.
Well, stop it. Just stop it.
Fully grown man as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think the way that he plays, it's just like a target man, holds the ball up well, controls the ball well, and creates good chances. We asked you guys, free transfers aside, has there been a better value for money player than him? And Ryan says, no, there hasn't been. But up there still for me is Adebayo, just for that hold-up play and for the goal at Wembley alone. Let alone the other goals he's scored. His valuation has gone up way around the 300k we paid for him. Andy, definitely not. Pound for pound, an absolute steal from Barnsley. Has everything you want in a quality striker. Oliver says, no, he bullied experienced Premier League defenders on Saturday. Going to be crucial for us staying up if he keeps playing like that.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement that Carlton is our favoured number 9.
Yeah, he's the man.
Dread to think what happens if he gets injured.
Then you've got to find another way, haven't you?
And don't get it wrong, right? Sorry, just jump in there as well, like, about obviously Adebayo as well. It's not us like putting him down or anything. He's still a young man. Do you know what I mean? He's a lot younger than what Morris is as well. He's got a lot to learn. He will learn from Morris as well.
You hope so. You hope so. But I think what will be essential if Morris gets injured is the midfielders getting in and around whoever goes up front. And also contributing with the odd goal. And, you know, there's definitely goals in Chio, absolutely. Doughty, you know, there's goals in him. So I think if Morris was to get injured or spend any time out, then the whole team has got to chip in.
Question is, though, what about Woodrow? Different kind of player, though, isn't he? He's not really an out-and-out striker. That's the only thing I would say. I mean, I know he's there for us as a centre-forward as well. We need him. Yeah. But for me, he's more of an attacking mid, kind of like supporting striker.
He does seem to be playing sort of more of a link-up man, to be honest with you. And, again, I still don't feel that I'm in a position to judge Woodrow because I still don't think I've seen enough of him.
A couple of shout-outs before we go. Over 70,000 images are going to be added to the Hatters Heritage website. Well done for those. If you've got any images that they might be interested in, please let them have it. It's sort of talking about the history of our club, and it's just keeping everything in perspective for when we leave Kenilworth Road, which will be going to be a tough time. Yeah. Just a quick shout out. We haven't mentioned it for a while. Mark Crowther still doing his bike rides. He probably got super wet getting to Everton on Saturday, but if you haven't sponsored him, please go ahead and do that, because it's all going to 3 good causes. Our next 5 fixtures: Burnley, we've already touched on. Tottenham, could we upset Tottenham? Forest, Villa and Liverpool. Every time you look at this list, you just think, oh my goodness, there's no easy runs. There's no easy runs. How many points we're going to get out in the next 5? Who knows? We would definitely like to think you can get something from your home fixtures.
I think 5 out of 5.
I think 5. Burnley, and then maybe a couple of draws somewhere.
Forest away and Tottenham at home for a draw. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah. Very quickly, Nakamba.
Exceptional.
How good.
Yeah, well, we didn't even touch on Nakamba.
Yeah, no, I mean, how good. He was back to being so involved. His best performance of the season.
He even got forward, didn't he, in that first half, I believe?
Yeah, he had a shot. Don't shoot.
Just pass it, please, Marv, please. You're amazed at everything, but don't shoot.
What performance that was.
As always, gents, thanks for coming out tonight. I think we've reached the end of the show this evening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please comment below. Everything's read. To everybody who said hello on Saturday, thank you for coming up and saying you enjoyed the podcast. Well, we love doing it for you. We'll get to Kenilworth Road on Tuesday night. Make sure you make the noise. Let's hope for 3 more points, and we'll see you all again next week.
Don't forget, it's a 7:30 kickoff as well.
7:30, yeah. 7:30 kickoff. See you at the Kenny.
Carltown.